My blue.
You know, how you became at 30 years ago, what empowered you to actually just kind of do that?
And I was not a coffee drinker. Since in Sydney, I become a coffee lover.
Everything is already prepared by nature. So when you walk together with nature, the good quality coffee that you have.
Man, you need to write a book because you sound so really cool. Yeah, he said there's snakes around, so you can go ahead, you see.
I'm a football player, so I make this name into the business. It's my journey of football. Transfer window, that's what mercato means. The real meanings is like a market, transaction. People buy, I sell, so it's really match on the business for the coffee.
The coffee industry is pretty streamlined. To get coffee to this cup takes a few different people.
Yeah.
One including yourself. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey?
And I was not a coffee drinker. Since in Sydney, I become a coffee lover.
Sydney coffee over French coffee. No disrespect, by the way. What happened between having a cup of coffee to opening up a coffee shop? Because that's a big jump, man.
In Bali, they have such a lovely design. Like, wow, good place. I don't see a good, real quality coffee like I have in Australia. Okay, let's try to open a coffee shop.
You were going pretty well, good coffee, and bam.
I was confused. Even my staff, I told them I will try to think something for us. So yeah, we opened a small coffee booth in the gym.
Young people, older people, it doesn't really matter. What advice would you give to them?
Passion on what you're doing. When you have passion, it stimulates you, motivates you to do something better. Not just doing it, but I want to be like that, so I have to work for it to become like that. So that's my motivation to do. Even I don't have experience before, I have small experience in the hospitality. So I combine with my passion and my knowledge. So it's helping me to go up.
It's very, very good to be knowledgeable about the industry you're going to enter. The process is streamlined to the point that it gets to this cup. And he's one of them that's in the family of getting you your delicious cup of coffee.
Hey, Formaggio! My blue.
You know, how you became at 30 years ago, what empowered you to actually just kind of do that?
My responsibility wasn't saving the world. It was just, enjoying my life. But it's been amazing because we tried organic farming, we tried all sorts of things, and basically it all died because farmers just don't really want to do organic. But with the coffee, I said, look, we've got these coffee trees, let's nurture this. And from the minute I said that, it's like a rocket took off. Like the universe just said, yes. Wash it, shell it, and now, it's in all the shops. Coffee beans. I'm not going back. This is where I'm going to stay. And I got this message that said, well, you deserve it. Just believe it. And I stood up and I believed it, and bang. Or I never got upset. I mean, okay, maybe I did for a minute, but I just said to myself, you know what? You did it, you did it, you did it. Just keep doing it. So I never thought I'm a woman or I'm a man or I'm a this or I'm a that. This is me, and I'm just gonna believe in myself. So this is our coffee, if you want to have a smell. It's 100% organic. We're not growing so much Robusta, we just keep the original trees because they really create an incredible flavor because they really are old.
Arabica coffee yang itu dia.
And the farmers are awesome. I cannot tell you how awesome. I actually have one primary farmer on one farm, and then he has his wife and his son and his daughter, 3 of them. They come when we need, and we'll also, a part of the farm I give to them, so we have a plantation of bananas, so they peel the leaves and they take all the money from that, plus they get a small salary, and then when we harvest. And then on my other farm, I have another farmer, and again, I have another family, their family unit. He took my camera and he's like he just couldn't, he loved it. He's taking videos and pictures of me sliding down the side of the mountain.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome anytime.
I appreciate it. Really beautiful facility.
I started from my family. So our family been growing coffee since 1980. First harvest, which is 1985. So at least need 5 years to grow the coffee. But since then, we are more focused into commodity. You know, the commodity mean we don't really care how the coffee been picked, how the coffee been processed, or how been coffee been been dry or something. We just pick them all, dry it, holler, and sell it right away. That is very cheap coffee. But for the last 9 years, the specialty come along. So the farmers starting, even also us, starting to care. We only pick the best red cherry possible. At the moment, we do have a farmers working together with us, which is 22 women.
22 women?
Yes. It's not nothing again with the guys, but woman is more precise in the picking and also grading side.
Do you also sell online? Or?
We do have also. So we do we selling from website, also from e-commerce as well. So we're exporting most of our coffee to UK and from UK to other world because it's easier.
Maybe we want to take a little bit of tour around.
Let's go. Let's go to the plantation. The function of the tree is protecting coffee from direct sunlight.
Sort of like our skin. We hang out in the sun, we get burned, we look old quick.
Exactly. The root of the coffee is on the top. For example, if you put too much orange next to the coffee, this flavor of coffee is
We thought that tastes like orange.
Yes, because the root is all right on the top. And that's why if you put too much tree like this, the root actually they are not fighting for the food.
Wow.
Because the root for the tree is very deep down, holding the soil, and the root of the coffee is just flat on the top. So this cherry is actually contained with the juice contained with sugar.
Ah.
So if you add sugar to your coffee, it's wrong because it's contained with sugar already.
So I did it wrong inside there. I did add sugar. Shame on me.
After picking, we have only 8 hours to process the coffee.
Why is that?
If you're passing the 8 hours, the coffee start to process.
Heard that? Learned something new.
It's 80% red, right? So we will use this one on processing area. So this one we will use for full wash coffee. So for processing itself, there is few different methods of processing, which is full wash, honey process, and natural process. So guessing, how many years of this tree?
5 years?
No, it's 25 years.
25 years? And it just keeps going and going and going?
That's why we do trimming once a year.
Wow.
If we're not doing trimming, this coffee will be lower on the top. Like I said, this area is 150 hectares of coffee plantation, yeah.
So each woman have their own.
Yes.
So they care for their own.
Yeah. So that time is the coffee is, how to say, to take care of our farm is kind of difficult.
Okay.
So sometimes we get the worker from outside the village to work with us, because to harvest every plantation, it need, like I said, 1 hectare need at least 10 people. Because we're doing everything by hand.
Wow. Incredible. There's a mountain of red coffee.
Yes.
Do you normally walk through these areas?
Before the COVID, I almost doing this every day, because we have few students pass by to learn more about coffee. We do training also for the barista. The first thing, even they just learn how to make coffee, so we'll take them tour as well, so they know where's the coffee coming from, how the coffee been grown, how the coffee been farmed, processed as well. We still open until now, but only for limited people. Before we can do like 30 to 50 people a day, but nowadays only maximum of 50.
You guys can sign up on the website to come out here, get a tour, get some classes, and drink some coffee. What about snakes over here?
There is a lot.
Really?
Because it's a forest.
Yes. Okay, yeah. Well, I love you, man, but we can start heading back up now. Here in Bali, was it easy for you to just start and go in?
So the first challenge is to communicate with the local farmers, because they are doing it for years. That means that something they're doing for a long time, they think that's right. So for us, like a young generation, come and tell them, like to show them different things what to do is, of course, it's unacceptable. But now, little by little, they change, so they start also doing what we did also, because we love to share our knowledge as well. So if we do this one, this is the result. What we want is make like I said again, is make this Bali coffee is available worldwide. So everybody around the world can taste real Balinese coffee.
This coffee tastes amazing. What advice would you give to young entrepreneur or young men or young women that want to start a business?
To do what you like and don't be shy, because that's the only thing can, how to say, blocking you from doing something.
Yes, if you're shy.
If you're shy. Then also, if you do everything where you hurt, it will come result. Anything.
You're striving for that. So you will make sure that the integrity of the coffee is good, so that it can transcend borders and it can get out there so people can try it.
For us ourselves, it's not really hard work for the coffee, because the nature's already prepared everything for us. From the trees protecting coffee, from the coffee is producing bean. Everything is already prepared by nature. So when you work together with nature, the good quality coffee that you have.
Man, you need to write a book, because you sound so really cool. Yeah, he said there's snakes around, so you can go ahead, you see.
We call it pulper machine, because we get very less cherry. So we're just using like this.
It still works?
Still working. We put the cherry. See? That's why we call it pulper machine, to pulp the coffee.
That's the boss.
Yeah, he is the boss. So we dry it here, but this one only like for local. If you dry coffee like this one, it will take at least a month.
To dry like this?
But this one, two weeks. We will receive the red cherry like before. One day is like 1 until 2 tons red cherry. And to become 1 kilo of green bean, it came from 6 kilo of red cherry. That's why it's how I said, it's hard work for the producing coffee. But it's fun.
Yes, especially when you love it.
These are pulmos.
Okay.
And you can see it's clean look of the skin.
Yeah.
Because we wash it several times to get this clean look.
Is there a difference between the taste?
Yes.
Really?
So because of the coffee is contained with sugar. So when we do fermentation, we play with the sugar.
Okay.
So this sugar will go inside and then creating the flavor of coffee. But because we watch it one more time, then we're removing all the sugar.
Okay. Understand.
And you only get the balanced flavor.
Amazing. Oh wow. Well, thank you guys for joining. Thank you, buddy.
You're welcome.
So fully appreciate it.
Before, we thinking all the coffee is different. But actually, the people who drink it is different. Because different people has a different palate. Also, different people has different preference for the flavor. So this is make it coffee different.
That's it. So no complaints about the coffee anymore. Just enjoy your coffee.